how did this girl lose in court despite being the legally registered owner of 99% of the condo? So here's what happened. A boyfriend loved his girlfriend a lot and they bought a condo together. The boyfriend paid most of the condo's price, and despite them not being married, he decided to register 99% of the house under the girlfriend's name to save on tax, and also cause she said,
it's deposit in case you cheat on me.
So fast forward, 1 year later, they broke up. So the guy regret already, right? And then he was like, hey, that's my house. And then she was like, no, you see, the black and white says, I own 99% of the house, so it's my house. So he sued her. Luckily, the Singapore court saved his ass. But someone asked, how come he won? The girl should have won because the deed clearly shows that she owned 99% of the house. How? Isn't the deed the law? How come the court can just ignore the deed? So let's look at why together and what's it got to do with the UK and also this man here. So history time. Last time in medieval England, all they had as a legal system was the common law, which we can now understand as the formal law. So the problem with the common law, right, is that it was very rigid and inflexible with all the procedures and formalities. So if your grievances or problems don't fit exactly within the framework of the law, right, you lose. So the law was quite unjust back then. So people were not happy and they wrote to the king. Hey king, not fairly. So the king created the courts of chancery. So this court of chancery doesn't really care too much about the formal law. Instead, they judge based on the principles of fairness and also conscience. That's why they are called the courts of equity. And in 1615, the king proclaimed that if law and equity conflict, equity shall prevail. And this is passed down to Singapore. So what's this got to do with why this woman lost? So in our case, by law, by the deed, she win. 99% of the house is hers. Clearly written down there. But don't forget about equity. So in this case, equity stepped in. Boyfriend paid most of the house but gives you 99%. Suspicious. Wow, now you all break up. You want to keep 99% of the house. Wow, that's unfair, man. I'm going to step in and impose a resulting trust. So what equity is trying to say is that by the principles of fairness, actually you all own the house in the proportion in which you all paid for, not what is written down there. So if you paid 60% of the house, you own 60% of the house. That's only fair. So this lady, on paper, yes, you own 99% of the house. But because you didn't pay for it, it is actually not yours. You are just holding it for your ex-boyfriend under your name. So now he wants it back, you must give him back. But it is also important to note that this only works because they are not married when they bought the house. If they were married when they bought the house, it becomes matrimonial property. This principle can't save him because there's this other principle known as the presumption of advancement. Sorry for another day, this video getting too long. Thanks for watching.